We start with 1 hour chart. Okay, first of all, as you can see, if we want to analyze this coin, we follow two different charts. One of them the hit BTC and the Binance, since they had a different price. But as we can see right now, the price almost hit BTC 0.25 and the Binance is 0.27. Almost the gap become closer, and mostly they trying to make it to turn to a same price. Okay, this is what I see, because on the hit BTC they mentioned since last 3 to 4 days I saw they mentioned within the 5 days they will make it, they will adjust it. I don't know what's the reason. Okay, and the only thing is, if you refer to what analyzes in my last video, when the price was within this, especially when the price was within this move, I keep mentioning this one can be a correction relative to this, and I was keep highlighting for internal flat with the sharp move. Okay, and this is what we get. All right, that's why I was keep mentioning the way it's moving the internal flat, it can give us one more drop. That's why we have to wait for the bigger correction. And when the price was exactly here in my last analysis, we mentioned with the breakout of the previous low, any reversal we will take it because we will have this flat. Okay, and as you can see, almost the price tagged the previous low, which is this one. Okay, but it didn't break the shadows, and this is what we get. All right, because we mentioned if we get a reversal, we can get a really sharp move. The only way to trade was if we move to 15 minutes, we had the trade set up to look for trade based on lower time frame, but based on 1 hour chart, we didn't have any trade set up. Anyway, anyone get this trade, I think right now, if they at least they should manage either to take out the profit or book some profit, because we cannot confirm whether this one can reverse or not, because no one see how we can look at this, because it's a really sharp move. If we get the correction here, we can expect full continuation. Okay, anyway, we move to higher time frame. We want to see what we have based on daily chart. And the only things I can mention right now, because the way is show moving based on daily chart, we cannot look for any like type of the flat or correction. The only thing is how complex can be, whether we can get the continuation or not. All right, anyway, we move to lower time frame. We want to see what we have based on forward chart. Okay, based on forward chart, the first, when the price was within this, we mentioned we can look for this tree 1 2 3 as a flat, and we get this sharp move. And that's why mostly I mentioned we have to manage the trade. May this one drop as a sharp move as well. Okay, and can we put this one in relative to this? For example, we mentioned we consider this one as an internal flat for one more drop, similar to what we get here. That means this one can turn to more complex correction. We can do that, but what we get here is really sharp. Is not matched with what we have here. But the only things we can expect here, this one can turn to more complex. That's why we need to be aware. Maybe this one drop, even retest this low. Okay, and we cannot simply jump into the trade unless we get a correction and trade setup. Anyway, if we move to 1 hour chart, the only can say, as I mentioned, we either, I mean, for me, I prefer to, if I want to keep the trade for long, it's okay. At least move my stop loss to break even. But if not, then maybe we should take out the trade and we wait for the next entry. That means we will see whether we can get another trade set up or not. If we want to look for trade, the best thing is we wait for the correction here. We get the confirmation for continuation because the price couldn't break the previous top. Okay, and having entry above this can be an option, but it's really risky. Simply the price can tag and reverse. That's why I don't suggest it here. All right, now we need to see what we get here. All right, and if this one reverse, then we see how we can look at this one. But if we get a correction, then maybe we can consider for the next move or having a trade of this. Right now, we don't have any trade set up. All right. And if I move to 1 hour, sorry, the Binance, the only thing says, as we can see, based on Binance, we didn't get any sharp move. That's why I was thinking, I mean, I mentioned they wanted to see whether they can match the price based on the two platform or not. Okay. But based on the Binance, the only thing is we want to see whether we can look for this one as a flat or not. If yes, still we can expect the price to drop. Okay, but any reversal still we can look for trade. The best thing is let the price drop, break the previous low, then we see the whether we mostly we can look for the divergence. Any reversal with the flag we can look for trade, and if the price retest this low we can have entry above this. Okay, if anyone is trading based on this platform. All right, but we need to see whether the price for the two platform can follow each other, be almost in the same range or not, because since even until the yesterday the gap was too much, something like 80% different. All right, anyway, we start with higher time frame, we start with daily chart. The only thing is we want to see, we want to see whether we can get the more complex correction or not before we get the reversal. All right, we don't have anything based on daily chart to discuss. And if we move to forward chart, right now we're looking at this flat. Okay, if we're looking for the reversal, even the price can reverse from here, or even the price can retest the previous low before we get the reversal. We will have both option because we see what type of the flat we can look for. We will get a different type of the flat. All right, but it doesn't matter whether the price break the previous low or not. But if we get any reversal, we will take the trade, and the only thing is we're looking for the sharp move. All right, and right now for me, I'm looking for this flat. I would prefer if the price can retest this one, any reversal from there, I will take it. And one more thing, if I move to forward chart, oh, the indicators doesn't show us anything. And the one more things we can check, if the price break this low, then we refer to the indicator. Mostly we can expect the divergence. All right. It doesn't mean if the price break this low, we can look for buy. If the price break, we want to see how deep it can go. But any reversal with the flag, we can look for trade and we can have entry above this. But if this one continue and retest this low, which is the price is 0.229 or 0.23, then I think having entry above this cannot be an option. The only times you can have entry above this if the price tag and reverse. It doesn't mean, it means it doesn't drop quite a lot. All right. Anyway, we just follow the chart and we see how is what we get. And as I mentioned, we're looking for the reversal. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.